Hey guys, it's Donut Baby, and I'm going to be teaching you how to make this cute cinnamon bun rolls out of polymer clay. So the first thing you need to do is you want to get some brown clay, some ecru clay, and some translucent clay. You'll also be needing brown chalk, white chalk, a razor, a roller, some sandpaper, and some TLS. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take your ecru clay and translucent clay and you want to mix the two together. This part is really important that you condition it because we're going to be rolling it out later and we don't want anything to crack. So after you finish mixing it together and conditioning it, you're going to end up with a color that looks like this. This color is just a bit lighter than the original ecru clay because we added the translucent. And then you just want to roll it out into a coil. And you want to turn it on its side and then you want to roll out with your rolling pin. And you're going to roll it out until it's about 1 millimeter thick. You don't want it to be too thick because when we roll up the cinnamon roll, you don't want it to look out of proportion. So then after you've done that, you want to get a piece of sandpaper and you want to texture the top so it really looks like a cinnamon roll. And then you want to take your razor and you want to cut out the cinnamon roll shape. It's basically just a rectangle with one side a bit smaller. And you actually don't need that much clay because the cinnamon roll is quite small. And pick it up and just flip it over. And then now you want to take your brown clay and you want to do the same thing, but you just want to roll it out a bit thinner. It doesn't really matter what kind of brown it is. I just found this in my scrap clay box because it is going to be covered up by some TLS. After you've done that, flip the ecru clay back over and then you want to cut out the same shape. And then retexture the top if you want. You should end up with something like this. Ecru clay on one side and then brown clay on the other side. And now what I'm doing here is I'm just rolling it up. You can see why you didn't want it to be too thick because or else the cinnamon roll would be too wide. And then this is optional, but you can take a ball tool and you can just texture the top. Just texture the brown clay so it looks more realistic. And then if you want, you can take a piece of sandpaper and then texture the tops of the ecru and translucent clay. And then I'm just redoing the sides here. This is what you should end up with so far. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to make the brown cinnamon bun icing. And then you just want to take some brown chalk and scrape it out onto a piece of paper. You want to take some TLS and you want to squeeze it onto the brown chalk. And then you can just take anything and just mix it together. You'd end up with something that is spreadable, and then just in a swirling motion put it over the brown clay. And it's okay if it's a bit messy because it just makes it more realistic. And then for the drizzle on top or the icing, take some white chalk and scrape it onto some piece of paper. And then take your TLS again and just squeeze it out onto the chalk. And then just take something else and mix it together. Once you've done that, you can just drizzle it over the top. And then you should end up with something that looks like this. And then for finishing touch, just sprinkle some brown chalk over the top to look like cinnamon powder. And then you're done. Thank you, I hope you like this tutorial. Bye!